Hello, and welcome to day one of the VSL to Profit training. We are currently live inside of the private Facebook group for all of the paying students who already said yes to more sales in their business and making it easier to create more sales by purchasing the VSL to Profit training. And we are also live on other socials because I wanted to gift day one to everyone. It's a way for me to give others a sneak peek into the content and let them know that it's not too late to register for class. Simply go to kimgarst.com/join VSL to Profit, and you can come along for the ride. Join us for the entire class. It's kind of like registering, one day after class starts, but you're not actually missing a class because you're here with us live. And if you know someone who can benefit from today's training, tag them or simply sprinkle it out into the world by hitting that S button. I say the S button without saying it so that Facebook won't ding us, okay? First, I want to take a moment and congratulate our paying students for saying yes to more sales in their business. And I want to double down on my appreciation for you for allowing me to share the knowledge that I've come by. I've spent literally thousands of dollars obtaining, knowledge on how to create more sales in my business. But aside from all the money that I've spent over the years trying to learn all this stuff, it's time. The time that I've invested in trying to learn has been immense. And you might learn something from somebody that's teaching a process or a marketing strategy, but then you have to do it, right? That's usually the part where we get hung up. And there is learning in the doing. You learn how others teach it, and then you figure out how to make it work for you. I definitely have what I call a learn, do, teach mentality. That's why I'm teaching the VSL to Profit live. The course itself is delivered live. It's not you just log in somewhere and you're on your own. This is actually a live course, and we have what I call get or done days so that you actually get it done and have hands-on assistance if you need it. So when I can take what I've learned and make it easier for other people to travel this road, that is so much my jam these days. It definitely feeds my soul to take, complex things that I've learned and, how I've over the years simplified them for my business, share those processes with others, give them a process that they can take into their business that they can actually do. That is absolutely where I'm at right now. So I want to thank you for trusting me and allowing me to be a part of this journey with you. Feel free as we go to ask your questions. Rhonda is in the comments. She's amazing at answering questions. We'll also circle back. And if you're watching on the replay, don't hesitate to ask your questions. We're going to be monitoring those and we'll definitely make sure that they get answered. So let me start sharing my screen and we'll get going on the formula for VSL to Profits. Okay, as I mentioned before, this is obviously day one of the VSL to Profit course. We're going to be digging into the actual formula. The best part about this, and this is a part that is so exciting and has made so much an impact on my business, is the fact that this is a rinse and repeat system. So once you have the formula and the structure, you can use the script over and over and over again for absolutely anything you sell, whether things that you already have that you're already selling, things that you might want to sell that you haven't sold yet for the first time, or potentially things that you don't have ready to sell yet, but you hope to have ready soon. At least you know what they are, in other words. So basically it kind of falls into the big realm of anything you want to sell. Some of us already have things in our businesses that we're selling. Maybe they're not selling as well as you want them to. Enter the video sales letter. Maybe you want to try this on something you haven't sold before to see how it converts. Again, you can do it. Or, if you're just starting out and you need to be able to sell stuff, but you're not quite sure how, again, this is going to work for literally any scenario in your business when it comes to actually wanting to sell something specific, right? So That's it. That's the exciting part. Again, I wanted to talk a little bit about some housekeeping stuff that I think all of you need to know just going in. We are obviously in a Facebook group, so you're here, which is congratulations. I'm glad that you are. But a couple of things that I think will be helpful for you is if you add the group to your shortcuts, so that you can find it quickly. You're not having to hunt and peck for it. It'll show up in your sidebar on Facebook, for example. I would also encourage you to turn all your notifications on or change your notifications for all posts so that you don't miss anything. I think that will be helpful as well. And when it comes to making sure that I can engage with you when we're doing these live trainings, currently we're using Restream to go live. So there's a little thing that Facebook throws into and clenches us up sometimes, and it is the fact that they require us, if we're using a third-party tool, it requires that third-party tool to be authorized so that your little photo and your name will show up. Otherwise, if you don't authorize it, you'll show up with no face when you comment, as well as just having a Facebook. It'll just be labeled Facebook user. It won't be your name. So if you can do that for me, like there's a link down under that's chat.restream.io/FB. Just click on that. It'll authorize Restream to pull in your data. Show your data rather in the comments area, which will be super, super duper helpful for me. And then let me explain how this will work. All of the trainings, the live trainings, will be posted obviously here in the group. But if you want to get a notification so that you don't miss anything, you can just click under every one of the live streams that's scheduled, click the get reminder, and you'll get a notification on each of those, which is kind of nice too. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I get on Facebook with the intention of doing something in a time frame, and I kind of get sidelined. Like, I call it crackbook. So I see friends, photos from the weekend or whatever, and before I know it, I've totally lost my timeline that I intended to do something, and I'm down a rabbit hole. So if that's you, then obviously the notifications will be helpful for you. A couple of things when it comes to content. So if you're not watching live and you miss a day, for example, you want to tune back in later, or even if you are live and you still want to re-listen, how'd she say that? What'd she say to do? Then all the content is going to be organized for you in the guide section right here inside of the group. So if you go over, if you're front facing with the group right now, you'll see there's a little tab at the top. It's the third tab over. It says guides. If you click on that, then all of the lessons will be organized by day, and you'll also be able to see all of the deliverables. So everything will be there, from the checklist or worksheets or anything that we give you, as a part of this course, will be organized for you there. So you don't have to hunt and peck for that information. And one quick thing I want to share is that even though all the content is going to be organized for you inside of the guide section, once the course is over, we'll take all of the content, organize it into our membership dashboard, and we'll make sure you get a login. So you're going to have access to this content forever. But during the course of the time that the group is open for you, then everything will be organized inside of the group. Basically, the way we use this group, we call it a pop-up group. We use the group to support our students while we're going through the content and the course and the training. But then when that's over, we keep the group open for a period of time, usually a very short window, just to make sure we answer all questions and stuff like that. And then we'll remove everybody. But like I say, by the time we remove you, you'll have your login and have access to everything. You shouldn't have any issues whatsoever with getting access to the content. after you watch something, do one of the lessons, make sure you click on the done task. That is, for me, I love, it's like a check mark. I love check marks. When you have a check mark, you can mark it off. It's like done. You can kind of monitor where you are with the content, and it helps us too, because we can see how many people are actually consuming the content and doing the work, that kind of thing. We do have a few hashtags that we use, and that some of this is kind of self-serving on our end, because we definitely don't want to miss anyone's questions. So like the hashtag ask, it makes it very easy for us to search for that hashtag. So hashtag ask, use that if you have a question. If you want to share something with the group, definitely do that. Hashtag share. The only caveat that we personally throw into the mix is make sure that you're not trying to spam people. We don't allow that. But if you have something legitimate that you want to share, please do using the hashtag share. And then hashtag genius tip. We don't claim to know everything. If you know something, you've learned something that you feel like will be helpful to the group as a whole, feel free to share that. Likewise with the hashtag shout out, if somebody is helpful to you during the course of the time that we're together, and you want to give them a shout out, definitely do so. One of the things I found in my previous courses is that a lot of the students really bond amazingly well with one another. We're all on the same journey, and just the connections and the relationships that are formed are pretty powerful. And one of the things I think is fascinating is, more than likely your ideal customer is in this group. And you'll be able to get invaluable feedback if you connect with one another, if you talk with one another, if you share, hey, well, that I wouldn't connect to that messaging, or I can't relate to that. If you can give feedback to one another and help one another, it's going to be a way more powerful experience for everyone. So definitely leverage the group to connect and, again, love one another up, support one another. I think we're all like kind of starved for connection right now. And this is a great way to show up and, connect with other people, which I think is an amazing opportunity for us. Now, if you need help, customer care is always open. Now, within reason. Don't expect us to get back to you in a minute, right? Okay. But we will be very diligent here in the group. We monitor the questions. We're actively looking for where we can plug in and assist. But if you have a specific question, you need some help, you want to reach out to us, definitely do so at help@kimgarst.com. Ask questions here in the group, whatever you're most comfortable with. I just want you to know we're here. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, here's the training schedule. And the way this is broke down is we meet at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, today is the first day, September the 9th. We're going to run over the formula today. And then I'm going to give you 2 days to actually get your script wrote. So that'll be, day 2, day 3. So that's Friday and a Saturday. You'll be working on your scripts. And then Sunday, we'll actually come back together and we'll talk about how to record and publish your video sales letter. So again, first piece of this is a little bit more labor intensive, and I want you to have the time to be able to do the work. So we'll be focusing in on that, and you'll get a fill in the blank script. You're going to be able to literally just go down through it and fill in the blanks essentially. And I think it'll be helpful once you see the components, the pieces of how I lay this out. So basically what I'm going to do today when I share the formula is, go through the pieces, and then I'm going to show you what those pieces look like in text format. Okay. All right. Or script format. Don't hesitate to introduce yourself. Please, please, please. There's a post here in the group about introducing yourself. Share a little bit about yourself, your business, what your business does, how you serve people, and, a little bit about you personally. I always love to know, like, do you have pets? Do you have kids? What's your favorite hobby? just share. Don't be shy. Share a little bit about yourself. We do have a few rules, where, again, this is a very, the intent for this group is to be very supportive, collaborative, and ultimately to have a place where you can learn and be supported in a fun environment. So take a look at the rules, review them. Really, the only thing that we are, really fussy about is, if you're trying to spam your business or out of context, by the way, or if you're just being mean to someone. I mean, we just don't tolerate that kind of thing, and we will let you know. I don't anticipate that being a problem at all, but I always just like to throw it out there just in case we run into anything like that. Also, I know I gave you what we were going to go through each and every day that we're together. Some days, obviously, are get or done days, but you can put these on your calendar and not have to worry about writing them down if you have a Google Calendar. I live by my Google Calendar. I don't know if you do or not. If you have a traditional calendar, this may not help you as much, but if you do live by your Google Calendar, you can go to kimgarst.com/VSL calendar, and everything, literally with the click of a button, add to calendar, and you'll be able to add all of the trainings for this course. That way you don't miss anything. Like, again, if things aren't on my calendar, I tend to, well, if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't happen. Let's just put it that way. So maybe you're the same way. Okay, so let's dig into what you're going to learn today. And I mentioned it a couple of times. We're going to talk about break down what the VSL formula is. I'm going to go through the process, the pieces, and then I'm going to show you what how you pull the script pieces into a format that you just read. That's basically what it is. When I say read, meaning you put your text on a slide and you go through the process so that all of those psychological triggers that make people or get people to a place where they're willing to spend their money with you, they're all there. And you don't have to think, did I remember that part? Did I use FOMO? Did I tell them what the price was? You won't have to worry about all that because it's all going to be broke down for you. Okay, so here's the formula. Now, don't get don't let your eyes get huge, like, I can never do this. Yes, you can. The beautiful part about this is that even though these are all the pieces, and there's 25 of them, you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to write a script for this? Well, that's the beautiful part. You don't have to write your own script because I got you. I'm going to pull this up here. Fill in the blank VSL script. If you can fill in the blanks, like I said, we start with the hook. Have you ever wanted to? Do you wish you could? Do you ever feel like, and then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to take you through the process and show you what that looks like. So that is, these are the pieces, but it's all breakdown for you inside of this. All you have to do is fill in the blanks. A lot of the text is already there, etc. Like my end is to make this as simple as possible. Literally anybody can do this kind of thing, and I've had amazing success with my my previous students using this model. So I'm excited to be able to share it with you guys again. This is only the second time we've taught this course, so it's exciting when you see such great results. But anyway, so this is the pieces. Now I'm going to break them down for you. The first piece was the hook'em, right? And you could see that. Let me back up for a second. You can see that the hook'em is the very first. And the way this image works is you go this way. You go across, down, this backwards, down, and over. So it's kind of like an S. So the pieces are hook'em all the way over to use stats, and then you go down to explain, all the way over to restate, reveal special price, and then last call to action. All right, so again, starting at the top where we hook them, and basically I've broke down my sales video for you because I'm very focused on doing exactly what I teach. So you'll see that these are the components that I have in my current sales video. So The hook here for my video sales letters are you struggling to sell your product or service online? Or is your website or landing page not converting as high as you would like? So those are like my hook questions, and that can be 2 to 3 questions essentially. And if you take a peek, let me pull this back over. If you take a peek at the script, you'll see that those are there. Have you ever wanted to, or do you wish you could, or do you ever feel like? Those questions are again, fill in the blank. What is the problem? What is the hook? You're trying to make sure that you grab their attention very quickly. And the interesting part is if somebody is saying to themselves, yeah, I am having trouble with my sales. They're not as high as I want. Or I'm currently selling, but I'm not selling enough. My pages aren't converting as high as I want them to. Then again, I've grabbed their attention and they're willing to listen in further. So if you can't connect with them on these first few questions, you're going to lose them. So the hook is super important. And then the next piece of it is outlining the problem. So again, I'm just going to walk you through my script. It is tougher than ever to get more people clicking that buy button these days. It doesn't really matter what you're selling, whether it's a product or service. The reality is that it's getting harder and harder to sell because there is a ton of competition out there and so many things competing for our buyers' attention. Then the next piece of the formula is enter the solution. So you're starting to introduce the solution to them. The only way to cut through that noise is to craft a well-done sales video. With video, you can replicate the most effective form of selling, which is that face-to-face connection and conversation. The best part is that it's scalable because you can have a lot of conversations in a short window of time. So that's, again, that's just the first part of it. So the next piece is, so if you have ever wondered what the magic sauce is to double your sales, then stick around because I'm going to tell you. Okay, so that kind of introed, you know, the fact that you have a solution to the problem. The next piece of the formula is introducing yourself, establishing your own credibility or expertise. So this is how I did it. Hi, my name is Kim Garst, and I'm an online profit strategist, the founder of Live to Profit and a Forbes Top 10 social media power influencer. You don't want to throw up on people here. This is about just giving them the highlights, like 3 or 4 things that you want them to know that seed your expertise or your authority. Sometimes people, do a paragraph that's long, and I'm like, no, that's way too much. You're just trying to grab enough. You're trying to seed your expertise in a couple of sentences, essentially, or in some cases, just one. The next part is telling the story. If you have ever felt stuck when it comes to selling your products or services because you simply don't know how, or you don't have the dollars to pay someone to write a high converting sales page, I can so relate. When I first started packaging up my knowledge and selling courses, I had no idea how to do it. I posted on social media, but didn't get the sales I was looking for. I paid thousands of dollars to copywriters for sales pages that ultimately didn't convert. And I even tried my hand at learning copywriting. Dismal failure. So that sets the stage of, I call it relatability. Like you're putting yourself in their shoes if it's appropriate to do so. In lots of cases, our ideal person or ideal buyer is a previous version of ourselves. So when you share that you had that problem and you went through all these things to find a solution, it makes them think, wow, they get me because I've done some of those things. So it's about relatability. The next piece of it is transitioning to a better way. Then someone told me about VSLs, video sales letters, and my world and my sales were forever changed. They've put more dollars in my pocket than most other advertising and sales formats combined, and I'm not the only one to have discovered this secret. I have studied the top marketers for years and found that almost all of them are using a simple formula to create short videos that generate tons of sales in a short period of time. The next part of the formula is where you're building out hope. So there is hope, and this would be what it would look like from a script perspective. And the best part, these videos don't require swanky studios, nice cameras, lights, fancy software, or even you. You don't have to be in front of the camera to create a high converting sales video. The next piece of the formula is using stats. Now, this is optional, but I think there's a lot of power in stats. So if, you know, what you're selling has something that relates to, you know, to showcasing some stats, I think it's a perfect place to insert stats. Did you know that normal sales pages convert between 1 to 2% of visitors? A landing page with a video sales letter can convert between 5 to 10% of visitors. Who doesn't want that, right? And then the next piece of the formula is explaining what this video is all about. So that's setting the stage for what they're going to get inside of the video, essentially. In this video, in fact, that's exactly what I say. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your hands on this formula so that you can double, triple, or even quadruple your sales. The next part of the formula, connect by sharing their pain. And this is where you're starting to really, you know, get them to understand that you understand their problems. The problem with creating video sales letters is that most of us don't know what to say or how to say it to get people to click that buy button. We need a simple way to just fill in the blanks. Introducing your product or service. So this is where you start to say, this is the solution, y'all. And the good news for you is that is exactly what my new VSL to Profit training does. Then the next piece of the formula is explaining the benefits. VSL to Profit will help you script a high converting sales video, even if you've never written a single word of copy before. My fill in the blank template will make this quick, painless, and almost impossible to screw up. You will learn a simple step-by-step formula that, when followed, can turn your most skeptical buyers into, or skeptical prospects into buyers. I will share my top secret tips on how to record and produce your VSL without fancy smancy software or equipment. I will also be sharing one proven trick that can boost your conversions by at least 25%. The next part of the formula is overcoming objections. You know, if you know your person is going to have some common objections to what you're offering, what are they? So here's what that looks like in the context of my video sales letter for this particular course. Anyone, regardless of experience, can create a simple video sales letter and finally achieve more sales in their business without hiring a high-end copywriter, fancy smancy equipment, or even you. The next part is painting the possibles, and these are basically imagine statements. Imagine being able to create simple videos that you can use to sell anything you want. Imagine being able to convert 6, 7, up to 10% of your visitors into paying customers. Imagine having affiliates lined up to sell your products or services because your offers are just flying out the door. Imagine finally having sales that are high enough that you can afford to invest in paid traffic. And best of all, imagine feeling like you're finally generating the amount of revenue that you want online. Now, one of the things I'm going to share right here is in this last imagine statement, I think that if you can inject or interject real feeling into this is about the feeling. How are they going to feel if they, you know, achieve whatever it is that you're telling them that your solution is going to affect for them? So, you know, in my case, you know, a lot of people are just wanting more sales, and what would that feel like if you had that? So that last statement is really about the feeling that you're trying to get them to feel like it's possible. Essentially, I guess is that the best way that I can say that. All right, the next part is where you're starting to throw in the bonuses and you're sharing the bonus process. You know, what's in it for them. Essentially, they purchase the, you know, whatever it is, but then, hey, not only are you going to get that, but wait, there's more kind of thing. Plus, when you purchase the VSL to Profit, I'm going to throw in some super sweet bonuses completely free. You're going to get a private Facebook community. This training is going to be delivered live inside of a private members-only Facebook group. Now, something I want to share on this part is the value of this is on the slide. Obviously, you can see it, but you don't articulate it yet. You don't articulate the value. You just leave it there because people can read it, they can see it. And then my team and I will be working hand in hand with you to ensure that you will be on your road to creating more sales in your business as fast as possible. You'll also get the VSL Marketing Blueprint, where I share how you can use your VSL to create the most profit in your business. You'll also receive the VSL Landing Page Builder, and this is where I walk you through step-by-step how to create a high converting page that your video lives on in just a few minutes, even if you're not uber techie. And this is one of the best bonuses ever. You're going to get the professionally designed landing page template, a custom story-based landing page template that you can drop your video into and edit to match your branding. The next part of the process is stacking the benefits or the features up. So if we sum it all up, in other words, this is where you sum everything they're going to get up into one, space. So you're going to get the training, the VSL to Profit live learning experience. And this is where you start to articulate the value. You want them to hear it as well as see it, which has a value of $997. Restate the bonuses. So to sum it all up again, and depending on, of course, I'm jumping around in the normal flow, this would make sense. But the video sales letter formula, which is valued at $697. The video sales letter script valued at $497. The top VSL recording resources valued at $197. The VSL Marketing Blueprint valued at $497. The VSL Landing Page Builder valued at $197. The professionally designed landing page template valued at $2,597. A private Facebook community valued at $597. The total value is $6,276. Now, it's obvious that that's a huge price point. Most people are not going to pay that for it, but you're really wanting to build out the value of what it is that you're selling. You do have to assign dollar values to, all the pieces, in other words. And this is something I teach in my PDF to Profit course, making sure that whatever your bonuses are, each of them have an assigned value. But revealing the special price is the next part of the formula. Even though this is valued at $6,276, that's not what I'm charging for it. The retail on the course is $597, and you can get started today for one payment of whatever it is. If you're going to do payment plans, or if you're going to just charge straight up for the price, whatever the price is, you would say you can get this today for, regardless of how you want to break it up. If it's one payment, if it's it's going to be two payments, etc. Then you want to make the first call to action. So you've told them what's in it for them. You've broke it all down. You've assigned dollar values to everything, and you want to tell them what you want them to do. Click the buy button below if you know this is for you. The next thing is you want to remove the risk. So you want to offer some sort of a guarantee that they're going to be, protected if this turns out not to be for them. Now, for the PDF to Profit course, for the VSL to Profit course, basically we do have a guarantee, but in the way we word it is, if you could show us your work, and you're saying this hasn't worked for you within 30-day window, blah, blah, blah. So there is, we basically want to make sure that people are doing the work. It's just not an open-ended, hey, we're going to give you your money back regardless. So we want to make sure, and again, that's just us. We want to make sure that people are actually giving it a shot. But whatever your guarantee is what it is. If it's no questions asked, perfect. That's totally cool. Then the second call to action, again, if you know this is for you, simply click on the buy button below to get started. You want to remind them of the big benefits. Again, the total value is $6,276. I decided to go with a retail price of $597. I wanted to get this into as many hands as possible at a price that is a no-brainer. for the next 72 hours. You can get everything for just one payment of, whatever the price is. Again, this could shift. The wording on this could totally shift depending on your situation. You may want to do $597, or you want to do 2 payments of, or 3 payments of $147. You could change the wording to anything based on your circumstances and how you want to collect the funds. Remember, this training is designed to help you get quick profit and make more money, more sales. You want to interject some FOMO. FOMO works. You're basically saying that this is going to go away soon. Reminder, you need to act fast because this discount is only available for the next 72 hours, and then it's going to go back to the retail price. Eliminate any last-minute objections. Would it be worth it if all it did was increase your sales by 25%? Or allow you to launch a new product in 24 to 48 hours? Or help you stand out from the rest of the noise out there and get control of your income so that you never have to worry about where your next sale is coming from? Give them one last call to action. Click on the buy button and let's get you into the Facebook group. And that's the formula. It's a pretty simple formula. It'll be made even simpler with the script that you're going to get with the course. So that's your homework, is to take the script. You're going to have 2 days to work through it based on what it is that you want to sell. It's a simple formula. It's in a Google Doc. All you have to do is fill in the blanks. We're going to take that script and turn it into a PowerPoint or a Keynote, or even leveraging the power of Canva. Now, if you, I know some of you probably purchased the templates that we already had pre-designed for you, which are literally just the standard template, both in PowerPoint, Keynote, and Canva. The nice thing about those templates are that they're pre-done. The text is centered. Everything is already there for you. All you have to do is change out the text on the slide. So if you're interested in that, and so that you don't have to work through that process, just let us know. We'll make sure you have the link for those. I think they're super valuable because they're going to save you a ton of time, but that doesn't mean you can't create them outside of the templates. You can go into Canva, you can open up PowerPoint, you can do exactly the same thing. We're just, again, trying to save people time by providing that, if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so that's the homework. Don't forget, you have 2 days to get her done. So that'll be Friday and Saturday. Sunday we'll come back and we will go through the next training, which is going to be about recording the VSL and publishing it. All right, so I know Rhonda's been in the comments the whole time. She's been answering questions as we've been going. I just really want to focus in on the question piece and let you know that we're here for you. Ask your questions in the group. If you're not live with us, feel free to use the hashtag ask question feature that we have inside of the group so we don't miss anything. And we're going to be monitoring it closely. We're here for you. We want you to know that, that we're here, and don't hesitate to ask questions for sure. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to go start processing through the script and getting everything filled in. It's a fill in the blank thing. I think everybody can do it. If you have questions, if you get hung up anywhere, again, let us know. I'm excited to see what you come up with. So you'll have a couple of days to do this, and then the next piece will be, as non-techy as possible. We're going to be talking about how you can record it and publish it. That's going to be exciting. I'm excited about starting to put the pieces together, because by the time you get your script done, you're going to start to see the components of it pulling together, and that's exciting. All right, so I'm going to leave you to it, get you start on your homework, and I will see you on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take